Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What if I told you that the Packers are eyeing a game-changing move that could dramatically bolster their front seven and reshape the entire NFC playoff picture? Rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster trade involving none other than Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. And let me tell you, this could be one of the most significant moves for Green Bay in recent memory. It's a scenario that has fans buzzing, and for good reason. It's not every day that a team like the Packers, sitting at 9-3-1 and with one of the league's most promising defenses, considers adding an interior disruptor of Jones's caliber. Chris Jones, for those who might not be fully tuned in, is an absolute game wrecker. He's a dominant force inside, a player who can turn the tide of a game with his pass-rushing ability and his knack for disrupting the backfield. His stats in 2025 highlight just how impactful he can be. Last season, he racked up 11 solo tackles and 4 sacks in just 13 games, and he's been consistently elite when it comes to pressuring quarterbacks, with a PFF pass rush grade of 90. 4 out of 100, which is practically Hall of Fame worthy for interior linemen. His pressures last year totaled 35, and he's also proven to be a reliable run defender, with a run defense win rate of 28%. Jones's career numbers are staggering: over 150 games played, more than 84 sacks, and well over 200 tackles, including 150-plus QB hits. He's a player who commands attention every snap, and his presence on the field elevates the entire defense. In 2025, he was a crucial part of the Chiefs' defense, which, despite a somewhat inconsistent season, still managed to be formidable. His performance against the Broncos in Week 5 with 2 sacks showcased his ability to dominate in key moments. And with the Chiefs sitting at 6-7, they're in a tricky spot. They're looking to reset after a couple of down years and are reportedly open to trading Jones, especially with his hefty $28 million cap hit due in 2026. Now, why would the Chiefs consider such a move? Well, Kansas City is facing some tough decisions. Their cap situation is tight, and with the team allowing about 24 points per game, they need to make some strategic moves to shore up their defense. Trading Jones could free up cap space and draft picks, but it's also a risk, exposing their defensive line, which has already accumulated 25 sacks this season. It's a bit of a rebuild move, similar to what the Raiders did when they traded Khalil Mack, and it could set the Chiefs back in their push for another Super Bowl if they're not careful. But for the Packers, this is a golden opportunity. Adding Chris Jones would be a huge upgrade to their already solid defense, which currently boasts an overall PFF grade of 82. And has allowed just 145 rushing yards per game. Imagine Jones lining up next to Kenny Clark, another interior force, creating a nightmare for opposing offenses. His addition would boost pressures by around 18%, significantly reduce rushing yards allowed, and increase their sack total by 8, all vital stats for a team aiming for deep playoff runs. The Packers' run defense, in particular, would see a massive improvement. With Wyatt also providing 6 sacks, this interior trio could become one of the best in the league, especially if Wilson returns healthy after an illness that kept him questionable for their upcoming games. The role that Jones could play in Green Bay's playoff push goes beyond just stats. It's about the mentality, the swagger he would bring to a defense that's already playing at a high level. Their ability to pressure opposing quarterbacks and stuff the run would make them a nightmare for any team in the postseason. It's not just talk, the numbers back it up. In 2025, his presence on the field helped the Chiefs' pass rush become one of the best in the league. His ability to collapse the pocket would be a game-changer in the playoffs, especially in the brutal winter conditions in Lambeau Field. The NFC North is a competitive division, but with the addition of a player like Jones, the Packers could solidify their position as favorites to reach the Super Bowl again. And speaking of the Super Bowl, the odds for Green Bay to lift the trophy are already looking promising. Currently, the betting odds sit around plus 800, but with a player like Jones installed in their trenches, those odds could tighten significantly, perhaps down to plus 450 or even better. His impact would be comparable to the kind of boost the Chiefs received in 2023 when they added a dominant defensive tackle, elevating their pass rush and run defense to new heights. The playoffs are often won and lost in the trenches, and the Packers would be adept at taking full advantage of Jones's skills. But it's not just about the immediate impact. This move could be a statement, a signal to the entire league that Green Bay is all in, that they're serious contenders and ready to leave a mark on the postseason. The defense, led by players like Clark and Wyatt, combined with a new force like Jones, could form a front seven that's almost unstoppable. The difference maker here is that Jones could be the missing piece that turns the Packers from a good team into a true Super Bowl contender. And let's be honest, fans in Green Bay love a good underdog story, and this would certainly be one of the most compelling narratives of the season. Now, of course, acquiring a player of Jones's caliber wouldn't be easy. The Chiefs are not just going to give him away. They'll want high draft picks and perhaps a meaningful player swap. The Packers would need to weigh the cost against the potential reward. But considering the way this season has unfolded, with Green Bay's defense playing at a high level and their offense clicking, adding a disruptive force like Jones could be the final piece to push them over the top. The offseason is a critical time for teams to make bold moves, and this trade could be exactly that, a bold statement that Green Bay is in it to win it, not just this year but for years to come. And let's not forget the history here. Green Bay has always been a franchise known for building through the draft and developing talent, but sometimes a splash move like this can set a team apart. It's about making a statement, about showing that the Packers are willing to go all in when the moment calls for it. With Jones on their roster, they'd have one of the most feared interior defensive linemen in the league, a true game wrecker who can change the course of a game with a single play. His addition would also boost the morale and confidence of the entire defense, knowing they have a player of his caliber anchoring the middle. Furthermore, looking at the broader picture, this move could have ripple effects across the NFC. Divisional rivals like the Lions, Vikings, and Bears would have to game plan differently, knowing that Green Bay is stacking the trenches with top-tier talent. The NFC North is already competitive, but with Jones in green and gold, the Packers could be seen as the team to beat. It's a move that could ripple through the league, forcing other contenders to reconsider their strategies and perhaps prompting a flurry of similar trades and signings across the league. And of course, fans are dreaming of that postseason magic. Lambeau Field, with its iconic frozen tundra, has always been a fortress, and with Jones's relentless pressure, it could become even more intimidating. Think about the playoff games, the high-stakes moments where every sack and pressure counts. Jones's presence could turn those moments into unforgettable highlights, helping the Packers finally reclaim the Lombardi Trophy after a long drought. His potential addition is not just about improving the defense. It's about creating a new legacy, forging heroes in the frozen landscape of Green Bay, and cementing this era as one of the most memorable in franchise history. In conclusion, this trade rumor involving Chris Jones presents an exciting, almost tantalizing possibility for Green Bay. It's a move that could elevate the team's defense to elite status, give the Packers a serious shot at another deep playoff run, and possibly set the stage for a Super Bowl victory. The stakes are high, the potential is enormous, and for fans who have been through the ups and downs of recent seasons, this feels like the kind of bold step that could define the next chapter of Packers football. The offseason is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, and if Green Bay manages to pull off something like this, it would be a story for the ages. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think acquiring Chris Jones is the move that could push us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Packers. Do you believe this move could be the key to another Super Bowl run, or do you think the cost might be too high? Either way, it's an exciting time to be a Packers fan, and I can't wait to see what the offseason has in store for us. Rest assured, I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis, so stay tuned for all the latest Green Bay Packers news. Let's keep the faith, and as always, go Pack Go.